Hello and welcome back to Homeschooling with B. For those of you that don't know, my name is Kara. I am a photographer and videographer based in Fort Worth, Texas. I am homeschooling my 3-year-old, about to be 4-year-old daughter, Bobby. We are secular homeschoolers, and this past year was our first year of doing it, so this is all fairly brand new to us. That being said, we have had one almost full year of homeschooling under our belt. We're starting to get the hang of things, which I know in homeschooling is when things are going to change and everything's going to get flipped around. But I am already starting to plan next year's curriculum, and that's what this video is about. I am going to do an in-depth flip through of one of the curriculums we are using next year. Next year will be our first year using multiple curriculums and kind of building as we go. We are very eclectic in style this next year, whereas last year we were very one curriculum. So I'm gonna do a flip through of the Idlewild Company curriculum. For those of you that don't know anything about this company, that's fine, I didn't either because they're brand new. They released their curriculum in September of 2020, so they are not even a year old yet. I told y'all at the beginning of this video, I am a secular homeschooler. I do want to say, if you are watching this as a secular homeschooler, this curriculum does not state anywhere on their website or their social medias that I can find that they are a secular curriculum. I have looked through it. I haven't scanned every page. I don't know all of the books on the book list. I have not seen anything that has been religious in this curriculum. Do not hold me to that. I don't know. I know that the woman who made this is a religious person. That's not me saying there's anything wrong with that. That's fine. I just don't know if there's religion in this curriculum. If there is, I'm just gonna skip over it. That's where we are. I think that from what I've seen of this curriculum, it's worth the risk of bumping into something like that. It's not a big deal to me to skip over it, and this curriculum looked amazing, so it was more important to me to kind of get that. But to each their own. If it's something that worries you that might be in this, you might skip it because they don't say that they're secular. If for some reason that gets corrected and they come to me and they're like, we are secular, then I'll let you know. But I didn't see it anywhere. So to tell you a little bit about Idlewild, I've got notes because I haven't been through this and I don't know them that well yet. I have a bunch of notes. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notepad that I have notes of their company. The subjects of study that are in this curriculum are the sciences. So they do botany, zoology, oceanography, geography, and astronomy. They have art lessons, language arts, letter work for the younger kiddos, creative movement. The creator has a BA in dance, so she's really big on getting kids moving as they're learning and how that builds confidence and gives them really good self-esteem and purpose. So creative movement, which I loved, natural history, nature exploration, and play exploration. I mean, the creative movement and their real big focus on play was a huge pull to me for this curriculum. They give you all the tools. It's not even a question. They're like, hey, you should do this with your kid because it'll really get them moving. It'll really get them playing in this new area of learning. It just seemed really neat to me. I'm really excited about it. So what this curriculum comes with. When you buy it, you get the parent guide, a book list, a supply list. It is 33 weeks of lessons. You get creative movement prompts and field trip suggestions. So that's the basic overview of what comes in this curriculum. I am now gonna do the flip through portion of it. So when you're getting through it, first page is just the the cover page. I print everything through Hard Copy HQ if you're curious. I will link them in the description. That's what I got printed Torchlight last year, and I mean, it's held up beautifully. I'm very pleased with how well it's held up. So I'm gonna link Hard Copy HQ in the description so you could print through there if you want. So once you get past the title page, it's the table of contents, and they have them broken up by units. So that's gonna be like the main theme for the week. Some units are just 1 week of learning and some are 2 weeks, and it's A through Z. So I said it was 33 weeks. There's only 26 letters in the alphabet. So you'll see there's like 7 weeks that are 2-week units. Theirs is set up very focused to the theme for that week. So like with Torchlight, every week had a theme, but it was like kind of loose. Like it wasn't, yeah, you're learning about pond habitats, and the projects that we're doing for those pond habitats are going to get you to a pond, but not every single thing that we're doing is linked to those pond habitats. Your letter work is not going to be pond themed. With Idlewild, everything is very themed for that week's unit. So it is very like unit study layout, which I think is really cool. We haven't ever done any kind of unit studies because Bobby's so young. So for me, this is like a great introduction into what a unit study and immersion of that unit would be. So I think that's kind of neat. So we're going to go over just one unit so you can kind of see the layout for how they lay everything out. If you want more than that, you should probably buy it. I don't want to step on any toes here. So Unit A is amphibians. Everything is alphabetical. How adorable is that? The first page for the unit is your prep work, basically. It tells you the core course books that you need, which I'm going to go over all of the core books in a separate video, just because I don't want this one to end up being like 2 hours long. So it goes over the core course books that you need, required books for like reading. So these are the books that we'll check out from the library. Any books that are marked with an asterisk, which is like a lot of the books in this curriculum, can be found on YouTube as full read-alongs. So you don't even have to go to the library for those. So like on this one, there's one book that we'll have to get from the library, and then 3 that are on YouTube. I'll probably get them from the library anyways, just because I like flipping through with Bobby. Then it has the supplies that you'll need for that week, and any prep that you'll need to do as the parent for that week, and then optional supplements for the week. Then we'll get into the lessons. So each lesson is a day. So lesson 1 would be like Monday, if that's when y'all start. And it gives you basically everything you should do on that day. This is where it gets broken up for the different age groups. That's something I didn't touch on. Idlewild is one curriculum, one size fits all. Ages 4 to 10 is what they claim to be like set for. So you'll kind of adapt each week to your kids' learning, what works best for them. Yeah, so it's kind of like adjustable a little bit. So lesson 1, this week they're learning about the letter A and amphibians. So you're gonna draw an A on the chalkboard and make it visible and just like articulate A like amphibians. Then you're gonna talk about what is an amphibian, explore the book Animal. It gives you certain pages to look at, and then it gives you discussion points after you've read those pages. What you could talk about amphibians. It gives you all the talking points. Amphibians, they usually lay eggs to reproduce, have moist skin, spend part of their life or a lot of their life in water, spend some part of their life as a tadpole, are cold-blooded. They are the only vertebrae that changes form. And then it gives you the next book and the page number that you need to go over with them and a few talking points on that. And then it has the read aloud section and discussion points for after your read aloud. And then it has exploring together. And like literally everything is laid out. So if you're not somebody that likes to be told what to do and how to teach your kid, this might not be the curriculum for you. For me, since I'm so new to this, I think that it's going to be really nice for me to see how other people would go through the day with their kids, you know? Like, it tells me exactly everything I should be saying and asking my child, and that's kind of freeing in a sense because I don't have to sit there and be like, what should I be asking her about amphibians? And like, it'll also help me explore what she can understand at some point, you know? Like, I've said this before, but I think that we are all really bad about underestimating our children and how much more powerful their brains are than we expect. So I really think that this is going to help me like push myself to ask more questions, you know? So I'm really excited about that. So then they have an art project, the language arts, and then play. Tell you great ways to play with your child. Put on lotion and have your conversation about how it would feel to be moist all the time. Eat like a frog. Put snacks on a plate that you can't choke on. And try and catch it with your tongue. Jump around the house like a frog. Go outside and try and catch bugs. Frogs are really fast. Can you be as fast as a frog? And then for younger children, they have the letter work prompt. Ways to work on letters. The letter A for amphibians. Each day is like that. So lesson 2 is laid out fairly similar. 2 read aloud sections on lesson 2. Explore language arts together, art, letter work, play. Lesson 3, explore together, optional read aloud, explore together, art, letter work, play, historical read aloud, and language arts. And then lesson 4, explore together, read aloud, art and language arts, letter work. Then on lesson 5, which would be like your Friday, and I told you they do lessons Monday through Thursday, and then Friday is their like creative movement day and field trips. So in lesson 5 of each week is creative movement, which they give you like what you should do to get your kids moving. This is like what got me so excited. So they say to turn on soft sounds like a pond. So it says YouTube search swamp sounds at night frogs. So you just find something with some ambient noise. Then you turn the sounds on soft and read the prompt that they give you to get your kid moving. So go ahead and lay on the floor. You are a floating frog egg. You're floating gently on top of a pond. You drift and sway safely inside your squishy egg. You feel cozy and protected as you float along. So like you can see, like they use descriptive text to get the kid to move in certain ways. So right now they're just laying and floating. But then they go on bigger to you're growing inside your egg. And then it's too tight, so you break free. You sprout tiny legs and you get to kick around. They go through so much descriptive text, and you would be obviously reading a lot slower and allowing them to explore these movements as you go. But they walk you through the whole thing. Everything that you need to get your kid moving is like written in here for you. And then they have field trip suggestions on the last page of the unit. This one says to go see some amphibians. If you live near a pond or a creek or something, you could go looking for frogs if you know you have a lot there, or go to a zoo, or even, they said, even like local pet stores will have frogs and stuff like that. So you could go check them out there. Basically just go see some frogs. Anyway, so each week is like that. Unit B is your first 2-week lesson, so it's going to go on for 2 weeks. Unit B is birds, so that would be a 2-week lesson on birds. And then in the very back, after you've gone through all 33 lessons, is your book list. So you have the core book list, and then they have the weekly They don't have it divided up by week, so I'll probably be going through and dividing it up by week myself so I kind of know when each one is coming in and I can plan my library pickups. But they have all of them here, and they have all the asterisks so you can see which ones are on YouTube for read alouds and which ones you're gonna have to like make a plan to get. It also comes with a supply list. I'm pretty happy with their supply list because most everything on the supply list I already owned. They don't have anything crazy. The only things that I ended up buying were a globe, a bamboo book holder or a book holder. I didn't have it like a book holder. And a new high quality sketchbook for Bobby. So their supplies are a sketchbook, watercolor set, paintbrushes, Play-Doh, construction paper, washable or tempera paint, school glue, hot glue gun, child safety scissors, crayons, colored pencils, white paper, a globe, a magnifying glass, and a book holder. That's it. They have a few things that they recommend for like younger kids who are learning letters, just to explore letters in a different way. But that's like the entire supply list. That's all you need for this curriculum. That's it. So that was another big selling point because you don't need a ton of stuff. It's just a lot of play. So yeah, that's fairly quick run through of Idlewild. If you have any questions about this curriculum, feel free to hit me up. I am not an expert on them. Like I said, this will be our first year doing it. I have not gone through every single lesson yet, but I will be happy to answer what I can and also just reach out to them because I'm sure they'll be happy to answer anything too. But yeah, I hope this was helpful, and I hope that it gives you kind of a look into this new option for homeschoolers. I think for secular homeschoolers too, there's not as many options if you're a secular homeschooler, so this I think is another option for you. Yeah, but I'll keep you posted on how that goes, and I'm sure I'll do a wrap-up video at the end of next year to really like show how we did with this and how it worked for us. But yeah, hopefully it helps, and if you have any questions, reach out. Follow me on Instagram at Homeschooling with B to kind of see the journey unfold as it goes, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.